we're getting tucked here. 51, headlights falling apart. 52, 53 almost. Today we're going to find out not if it's a good idea to bring a mini bike on the highway, but really how bad of an idea is it? To test it, we have our trusty long-term Honda Monkey. This is a 4-speed 125cc Monkey, about 9 horsepower. And this is really going to be applicable to any other 125cc bike that you might be thinking about buying, whether that's a Grom, whether that's a CF Moto Papio, or anything else similar. Now, before we actually get on the highway, we got to get out to the highway, and they just redid the dirt road here. And what a day to be wearing white pants. It was probably not the best call because it's a little muddy on the road right now. This is, however, definitely the Monkey's comfort zone. Anything below 50 mile an hour, this bike feels more than adequate for. But what we're going to test out today is a little bit beyond that. Top speed on these bikes, depending on the size and weight of the rider, depending on your elevation, we are a mile above sea level here, and depending on the pitch of the road, there's a lot of factors, is around 60 miles an hour. I've certainly done more than that. Once you get into the 60 mile per hour range, you're a little tapped out, and that's what we're going to be testing in a moment. And finally, thank God, transition onto pavement. This Monkey does have a slightly knobby tire, but it still feels more at home on paved roads. Now, in general, this is a very comfortable bike, and what we're riding right now are some country roads that are around 45 miles per hour on average, and these roads perfectly fine on a bike like this. So if this is the kind of area where you live, where you're typically going to be going around these speeds, then you've got nothing to worry about. There's some roads that I absolutely would not recommend riding a mini bike on. It's not to say that you absolutely couldn't. You definitely could, but like I-25, Interstate 25 out here in Colorado, wouldn't be good on one of these bikes. I-70 would really be bad on one of these bikes because you get up to over 10,000 feet on that stretch of highway. You've got 7% grades. We do a lot of tow testing on those kind of roads, and it's not a good road for a bike like this. Again, depending on how wild you are, you could do it. It's just not a good idea. This particular Monkey that I'm on is only a 4-speed. It's an older Monkey. It's not one of the newer 5-speeds, but even the newer 5-speed Monkeys are not any better geared necessarily for the highway. There's a few more gears in between, but the top speeds didn't change dramatically when the Monkey and the Grom went over to 5 speeds. It's all pretty similar. So this bike is still a good demonstration of how these are on the highway. Plus, a lot of people still buy older mini motos, and this is relevant to that as well. Now, our camera car today is a Nissan Leaf. It's not exactly a super fast car, but let's see if I can keep up with it on the uphill here. I'm pinned. Come on, Monkey. Again, there is a bit of a pull on the performance, being that we're at pretty high elevation, so that might be a bit of a sign of things to come. It is what it is, though. These are fun bikes. They're not about power, obviously. All right, now we're pulling up to Highway 66 here in Colorado. This is around Longmont and around Lyons, Colorado. And, oh boy, we got a semi-truck coming, and we got a merge. Full throttle. It's funny, this is like deja vu. The last time I rode a mini bike on this stretch of highway, I had the exact same thing happening. So 60 mile per hour speed limit here. I'm at 45. 50. Let's see what we can get up to. I'm full pin at 50. Let's see, 51. 52. I'm not even that heavy, man. I've definitely done higher speeds than this on a stretch of highway before, but the bike is, you know, it's not it's not itching to go much faster than mid 50-mile-per-hour range. And again, we're at pretty high elevation and everything, so that's a factor. I'm about 175, 180 pounds, so I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I still feel like I'm weighing down this bike a little. And yeah, you know, we're under the speed limit, so if you're gonna do long stretches of highway like this, you're not gonna make people super happy behind you. It's also just not gonna be the most comfortable ride in the world. So if you're looking to do much highway riding, and this is very obvious, one of these mini motos is not going to be the best bike for that. If you need to do a short mile or two stretch on the highway here and there, that's fine. You can get by if you're willing to do so, if you're comfortable doing it. It's not the best bike for it, but it'll kind of do it. And depending on where you live and your size and weight and everything, you can get around 60 mile an hour. Let's see, 53, 54, 55. Kind of pegged at 55 there. Luckily, that semi-truck isn't getting too close to me. 56! Wow! Yeah. Well, you know, every mile per hour that you get around these speeds feels like an accomplishment, but it's not a great highway bike. That being said, around its top speed, the bike feels perfectly comfortable. It feels plenty stable. It feels within control, even though we do have pretty small wheels and everything. So if you need to cruise mid 50 mile per hour range, it's not an issue. But just know that that is, depending on all those factors we talked about, going to be around your top speed. Now, there's plenty of motorcycles that you can get in a similar price range to one of these mini motos that will do higher speeds. Think of any of the inexpensive 300cc bikes that are out there on the market. They're also not the best highway cruising bikes in the world, but they will do higher speeds than these little 125s. That being said, to the credit of these little bikes, even when you're doing consistent higher speeds for this bike, like what we're doing right now, you're still getting over 100 miles per gallon. So these bikes, even when you're kind of pushing them to their limits, still get really good fuel economy. Now, I also want to say a quick thanks to Scott and the team over at Rider Justice, because if you're doing something like what I'm doing right now, where there's the potential for you to get into an accident and you might need legal representation, then be sure to call Scott first. We've been working with Rider Justice for years because they're just awesome to work with, and that's why we keep renewing with them every year. They've been great partners. So whether you're on 2 wheels or 4, if you ever need legal representation, then call Scott first. Anyways, that's all for this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'm happy that we're finally getting into some nice riding weather here in Colorado, so expect some more riding videos coming up soon, and we'll see you in the next video. So pretty much the worst possible thing that could ever happen to you on a motorcycle is happening right now. I think there's a spider in my helmet, so I'm going to pull off and investigate. Oh my god! Oh boy. Nope, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Oh my god, could not come off fast enough. I'm sorry I'm being a child about this, but oh, there it is. No, whatever it is, it flies. Okay. We're good.